Hey everybody, this is Miss Harrington, and today I'm going to get you started with activity page 5.2 that's going to cover Michelangelo and Raphael. So this comes from reading chapter 4, which is all about the artworks of Michelangelo and Raphael. So if you look at this chart, there are a few columns we want to discuss. So in the far left column, it's going to give us the artist, and again, we're only talking about the two from this chapter. Then it's going to give you famous artworks that you're going to be writing about. The next column is a description. So you have to say, what is it? Like, is it a painting? Is it a sculpture? What was it made of? And how was it made? So a few things we're going to have to answer in this third column. And then in the far right column, why do we remember this artwork today? What makes it amazing? So here we're going to have to talk about what makes that piece of artwork so special that even today, people are still familiar with these pieces of artwork and still appreciate these pieces of artwork. So I'm going to go over one piece of artwork for Michelangelo, and then if you flip to the back, I will go over one piece of artwork by Raphael. So let's go ahead and start with Michelangelo, and we're going to go over this first piece of artwork listed right here with number 1. So starting with a description, the first thing that we want to say is that, what is it? It is a sculpture. Now, let's get a little bit more detailed. Before we go to the what was it made of, more specifically, it was a sculpture of Mary holding her son, Jesus. And it's even more specific. We want to say not when he was a baby. We want to say that she's holding her son Jesus after being removed from the cross. Now, in this part of the chapter, it doesn't really go into specifics about what this particular sculpture was made of or how it was made. So if these details are not mentioned in the chapter, don't worry about putting them in this box. However, if in the chapter it discusses how it was made or what it was made of, make sure that you put that in the box. But for this particular piece of artwork, it doesn't give us that information, but we do know it was a sculpture and we know exactly what it was a sculpture of. So going on to the next column, why do we remember this artwork today and what makes it amazing? The biggest things that we can take from the chapter is the realism. It is very realistic, and its beauty. So what we just did here together for Michelangelo, you will also do for the next two pieces of artwork that are mentioned in this chapter. So it's going to be David and the Sistine Chapel ceiling. So remember, on the front with description, if you can answer all three of those questions, make sure you put information in the box to answer all three. However, if you cannot answer all three because the chapter just doesn't provide you with that information, answer what you can. So let's go to the back. And now we're going to talk about Raphael, and we're going to start with his first piece of artwork listed here, Madonna of the Grand Duke. So we're going to start with description. Again, we want to describe things like what is it, what was it made of, how was it made. So for this particular piece of artwork, we're going to say that it was a painting. And very similar to the Michelangelo piece of artwork that we just discussed, it shows Mary, this time holding baby Jesus. Now, again, like what we just did on the front, it does not go into description of what it was made of or how it was made. So really here, we just need to say what it is. It was a painting and what the painting is of. So then going to the far column, why do we remember this artwork today and what makes it amazing? So again, similar to what we did on the front with Michelangelo's piece of artwork, the painting is very realistic. So on the back for Raphael, you only have one more piece of artwork that you're going to have to describe and explain why it is still remembered today.